Reporting live from a undisclosed location. I'm on vacation right now, folks. Knicks lose 93 to 87 to the Detroit Pistons Summer League squad. Say it with me now, folks. This fucking team. I don't even know where to start tonight. They lost by 6, a game that they were down by 19 in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Got it within 3 points somehow, some way. You had apparently the Knicks brass going apeshit behind the on the sidelines. I guess Leon Rose and Worldwide West. I tell you, nobody loves owning or running a basketball team quite like Leon Rose and Worldwide West. Shout out to those guys. I really do love this fucking team. I know they couldn't hit the far side of a barn tonight, but I do love this team. Shout out to our couple of our super chats that were in here early, by the way. Don Cappuccini reminds him a little bit of the playoff series versus Atlanta. Obi's been encouraging on both ends. He should be getting 10 more minutes. Grimes showing the tools that everybody has been raving about pre-Summer League. I prefer Quick in an off-ball role. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the good first. Obi Toppin, I don't know what you say about Obi Toppin. He was awesome. He had 31 points, 9 rebounds. I said, I think, or I wrote in my newsletter today that, or 2 nights ago or 2 days ago, whatever it is, that Emmanuel Quickly was probably the front runner for player of Summer League. I think Obi Toppin probably put his name in that conversation after tonight, even though they lost. He was awesome. I mean, again, I'll reference something that I was asked last weekend during the green room. What would have meant more to me, seeing Obi Toppin struggle a lot in Summer League or seeing Obi Toppin be awesome in Summer League? And I was like, him struggling would mean more because he should come out here and be awesome. That said, I think tonight was particularly impressive because he didn't struggle, obviously, the first 3 games because he's been putting up, 19 points and 9 rebounds a night. But the fact that he didn't quite look like he had fully put everything together. He was still trying to figure out his way. He was still kind of feeling it out. And then tonight, it's like, oh, there's the guy who was the best player in college basketball 2 years ago. And there's the guy who, as Dom just said in his comment, should probably be getting 10 more minutes tonight. I don't know if he's getting 10 more minutes tonight in the regular season. Keep in mind, Obi Toppin averaged 11 minutes a game last year. I think if we could get him to like 18, 19 minutes a game, 18, I would take 18. I would sign for 18. I think he should probably get 20. I would sign for 18. Really good game from Obi Toppin. Some other super chats. Again, amazing that we have this many people here on a Friday night. Delsky. Now I really want to see Obi checking into the game at the 5, around the 3-minute mark, staying in the game, moving down to the 4 when Julius subs out at the 2-3 minute mark at the 5, and then 2-3 at the 4. Okay, I lost you towards the end there. Here's my thought for Obi Toppin. I agree with you. Well, actually, no. I would do it the other way around. And I think this is what Tibbs is going to do, if he does it. I think he's going to sub in Toppin for Randall, like he did last season. And then I think, because if he subs in Toppin for Randall, it gives him the opportunity to kind of adjust his plan based on game flow. Because then, if you have Toppin in there and it's very clear that you would benefit from a smaller lineup, you could reinsert Randall on the... Because here's the thing. The main adjustment that they should make next season is to take Randall out earlier and put in Toppin into the game, not at the end of the first quarter or not with a minute or 2 left in the first quarter. Put Toppin in the game with like 3-4 minutes left in the first quarter. At that point, leave Toppin in the game. And then if you're Thibodeau, you've already taken Randall out of the game on the earlier side of the first quarter. So it won't be that bad if you want to reinsert Randall at the 2-3 minute mark of the second. Now, the dangerous thing is you're trying to extend Randall for a large portion of the second quarter. But I think Tibbs would like to have that additional flexibility as opposed to playing Randall and Obi together in the first quarter. Also, teams don't necessarily know if you're going to go to that because you can kind of adjust on the fly. That's what I would do, but Tom Thibodeau won the NBA Coach of the Year last year, and I did not. So we'll see what he does. Don Cappuccini, another comment here in the super chat. I still haven't changed my mind on wanting Deuce to be our third string point guard. Yeah, we can go from good to bad. So we talked about Obi. Let's talk about Deuce. He obviously struggled immensely from the field. I did not think it changed his approach on the defensive end. I still thought he was a pest. I just, imagine being Deuce McBride over the last 48 hours. The entire city of New York is like saying your name, pumping you up, saying, "Oh, this is our guy. This is our latest draft steal." I don't blame him for coming out tonight and maybe struggling a little bit. That's got to be a lot to put on a kid's shoulders. I don't care who you are, or how steady of a hand you may have. I'm not going to take tonight's abysmal shooting performance from Deuce McBride and hold it against him. I thought the shots were good shots. He just wasn't hitting them. Okay, let's keep going with the super chat. Let's see what else we got. Kevin Danishevsky, Reed Travis is so bad. I'm listening to my mom and my wife are listening in the other room. What can I say about Reed Travis? Reed Travis, you seem like a really nice young man. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, he was 0 for 8 tonight. I think he missed one, to call it a layup would be disingenuous. It was like, I don't know, it was like pop a shot, except you got to step over the boundary where you're not supposed to step and literally put the ball in the basket, and you couldn't even do that. Okay, we started good with Toppin, then we went to bad with McBride. Let's go good. Let's go Quentin Grimes. So Quentin Grimes tonight played 30 minutes, 6 of 10 from the field for 15 points, 3 of 6 from deep. Some of the threes he hit I thought were really, really, there were some with not a lot of room. Definitely one of the threes that I could recall off the top of my head was a pretty deep three. Most importantly, far more importantly than what he did on offense, I thought defensively tonight, Quentin Grimes showed you why he may still be heard from if we're talking about guys who are going to try to nudge their way into this rotation. I thought his defense was absolutely spectacular tonight. Look, the Detroit Pistons won tonight. They won by 6 in a game where they hit 18 threes and the Knicks hit 9. They hit twice as many threes as the Knicks. Were some of the Knicks rotations and coverages there not what you wanted to see? Absolutely. That said, well, this was not a good defensive performance by any stretch from the Knicks. I thought Quentin Grimes was good on defense. I was very encouraged by what we saw from him. I thought he looked the part of a guy who's going to be able to come in and maybe within a couple of years hold his own defensively against some pretty good wings in the league. Cunningham dropping easy threes. Good comment. I mean, listen, he's the first pick in the draft, and he's a guy that people consider a once every couple of years level prospect. I mean, he looked really good. Tell you who else looked really good. Killian Hayes. If I was a Pistons fan, for all 18 of them out there, I'd be very excited for what lies in store for Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes in the backcourt together. I think Saddiq Bey is going to be awesome. I loved Saddiq Bey last year. Shouldn't have made the all-rookie team over Emmanuel Quickly, but he was very good. And yeah, they're going to have a good team. Who's Isaiah Stewart, Beef Stew, really good. So yeah, they'll be fun. What else do we have here? CT Pittman, of course, it wouldn't be a super chat without CT Pittman. Showed our toughness tonight. Culture is set. I love it. You know I eat this stuff up with a spoon. Great pod with you and Vork today. Thank you very much. Go Knicks. Shameless plug for the Knicks Film School Podcast for anybody who missed my podcast today with Mike Vorkanoff of The Athletic. It was his final podcast in his capacity as an athletic or as a Knicks beat writer. He's staying with The Athletic to write about the business of the NBA. I can't wait to see what he does. Vork is awesome. Okay, we went good with Obi. We went bad with McBride. We went good with Quentin Grimes. Let's go bad. Yeah, I mean, 4 for 18 is 4 for 18, right? Emmanuel Quickly did not have a good game. This is who Emmanuel Quickly is. He's a guy that is going to have games like he had the other night where he looks like he can't miss. And he's going to win games for his team by himself occasionally. He almost, beat the Blazers in Portland last year. He almost beat the Nets in Brooklyn. He won a few other games with his shot making for the Knicks last year. And then there are other games where he goes out and he shot, and we saw this last year, this is not a new phenomenon, where he shot 1 for 8, 1 for 9, whatever, 2 for 10, whatever it is. The difference between tonight and games last year is obviously this is the Summer League team, so there is no leash. The leash is endless. He's the best player on the team. Either him or Obi. So he got to keep shooting, and he wasn't hitting his shots. Were there some decisions that he would have liked to have back? Absolutely. I think he reminded you again. Well, and I say this he had 9 assists to 3 turnovers, so 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. That said, this is the type of game where if you actually watch this game, you again saw the signs like, okay, Emmanuel Quickly, for all the people over the summer before, don't forget there was a lot of people before the Knicks had their free agency. 6 fouls to thank you, fan 94 Nick. A lot of people before free agency were like, why can't Quickly be our starting point guard? I think over the course of Summer League, he's reminded you why he's not ready to be a starting point guard in the NBA. He might not even be ready to be a full-time backup point guard in the NBA, but he's a guy who could run your offense for stretches at a time. He's a guy that should run the Knicks offense for stretches at a time this year. I'm totally cool if they want to give him essentially the third string point guard job for when, Rose is out or Kemba sits, or whatever the case may be. I think he could handle that. And I think he could handle that especially because he's not going to be the only guy out there. They're not going to make him be the only guy out there who can run the show. Like, they're going to have him out there with, whether it's McBride or whether it's Vildoza if he's even on this team, or even with a guy like Alec Burks, who we saw run point for this team last year. So I'm still focusing more on the good with Quickly. I love his fight. I really do love his fight. I love this kid. He's relentless. He cares about winning. I'm an Emmanuel Quickly fan, and you're never going to be able to talk me off that island. Not that I think anybody wants to be off that island. I mean, who doesn't love Emmanuel Quickly? He's great. Okay. What did I not talk about? I think I hit the big guys. I mentioned Reed Travis. Rokus. So Rokus Jacobaitis was 3 for 5, played 12 minutes at 8 points. I thought he had some nice minutes. I think he's going to play in Barcelona this year. I'm not sure if this is going to wind up being his last game in Summer League. I know he has to go back to Europe. If this is all we ever see of him as a pro player, it's been fun. But hopefully we get to see him in a few years in a Knick uniform. I agree. Rokus will be good. Jeremy E. with a comment in the super chat. Disagree with saying McBride had a bad game. Well, let me rephrase that. You're right. I misspoke. He had a bad offensive game. It's tough to say that a guy had a good game when he goes 2 for 14, but I agree that the best, without even reading the rest of your comment, the thing that you love from McBride tonight is that he didn't let his offensive struggles impact what he was doing at the end of the floor, at the other end of the floor. That said, I can't say he had a good game. A+, he had several really good passes, including one that Selden flat out missed. Yes, he did. Don't disagree with any of that. You like that. You don't. The worst thing you want to see is a rookie coming in and letting his struggles on the offensive end impact what he's doing elsewhere. Speaking of good passes, for all of Obi Toppin's 31 points, I think maybe my favorite play from Obi Toppin is when he was in the corner, got the pass from I forget who, and someone was running out for the contest, and Obi quick hit, I think it may have been Reed Travis, under the basket, and Reed Travis missed the bunny. Love that pass from Obi Toppin. My wife is telling me I missed a super chat. Overratedness. I know Rokus is a draft and stash, but I would like to see him get more time. He was a plus 15. He started in the Olympics, and he's getting benched for Selden. I think they want to start with a more... Oh, here's the super chat that I missed. I got you, Hush Zoo. I think they want to start with a more traditional lineup, which is why I think they're starting Selden at the 3. I thought Selden was fine tonight. That said, Selden played 22 minutes. They don't want to start going small. They want to kind of start more traditional. Whatever. It's not the biggest of deals to me. You got to remember, Rokus, this isn't as vital for Rokus. Rokus is going to go and play professional basketball in the second best league in the world starting very soon. He's going to get all the experience you could possibly want. I think this is more important for some of the other guys that are here. I'm not saying Wayne Selden, but, these are vital minutes for, Grimes and McBride, and even, honestly, Obi and Quickly. Rokus is going to play a ton, so I'm not really worried about that. Hush Zoo, Pistons NBA starting lineup, just edged us out in a summer league game. Congrats to them. Can we talk about this for a second? Who tonight? So the Pistons' actual starting lineup is going to be Cade, Killian, Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, and Beef Stew. So the 3 of their 5 starters. But Saban Lee is going to probably be their 6th man, unless I'm forgetting someone. If I am forgetting someone, somebody please tell me. I hope. By the way, I hope they start Beef Stew, as opposed to whichever Plumlee is there. I like Isaiah Stewart. Okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna get couple other comments in the chat, then I'm gonna get out of here. We have Andrew here. 2 cents. Tonight's game from IQ is why I'm looking forward to him taking another year or 2 to learn behind Kemba and Rose. Very good comment, Andrew Claudio. Not ready to give the keys. Look at Andrew Claudio contributing in big ways here. Reg Ice. IQ is trying way too hard. He wanted to prove himself against Cunningham, and he stuck the place up. He must learn to have to play his game. Yeah, I mean, there may have been a little bit of pressing going on. I think the announcers even alluded to that in the first half. By the way, hold on, Tyler Michaels, which bourbon are you drinking this evening, John? I have not had a bourbon yet. I was doing wine during dinner, and then I carried my wine drinking over to the game. I will have a nightcap, though. I don't know what... I think there's some Bullet in the liquor cabinet where I am, so it's probably going to be Bullet. Can I just say real quick before I get out of here? It would be nice to have a group of announcers who... And I feel bad even saying this, because does Sam Mitchell have a minor speech impediment? If he does, I apologize. But it's Quickly. It's not Quigley. It's Quickly. At one point they called him Deuce's McBride, and then I'm fairly certain they pronounced Obi's name Obi Toppin. I swear to God I heard an Obi Toppin somewhere in there during the broadcast. It's just not what you want. If you're the announcer for a game, just get the pronunciations down. Although to Sam Mitchell's credit, he did acknowledge that he was not even going to attempt to say Rokus' name. So, yes, Mike Breen did call Taco Fall Taco Bell. So that's, it happens. That's very fair. All right. I think that's it. Man, some harsh. I said Mitchell was a good coach, but maybe he shouldn't be announcing games. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you to everybody for coming in on a Friday night. It never ceases to amaze me how many people come and check these things out after summer league games, especially on nights like tonight. So I will be back with you tomorrow after tomorrow's game. And then I think from that point, we are waiting to see when the Knicks play next. I think it has been announced that they will play Monday or Tuesday. It has not been announced, to my understanding, when that game will be. But obviously, we will be with you after every one of the Summer League games for a post-game. And don't forget, check out Green Room tomorrow morning at 10. I think that's it. All right. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Peace out.